What's going on there, YouTube? And welcome to Fresh Comic Stories. Guys, this is the channel where we basically cover different kinds of comic book stories, like Ultimate Marvel, DC Rebirth, and Brian Michael Bendis' Avengers and New Avengers. Well, guys, today we are going to continue our coverage over Super Sons. And guys, today we pick up with a one-shot story called Battle in the Batcave. And this storyline right here, guys, it does pick up in Super Sons number 5. Now, the reason why we are covering this story today is because, one, you guys really did like Super Sons Volume 1. But two, it's because this book right here kind of does pick up after Volume 1. But this book right here tells us that Superman and Batman realized something. That their two sons, Robin and Superboy, should be their own little team. That these two boys could become the next Batman and Superman down the road. Now, guys, with this book right here, we do pick up with Damian Wayne. Now, guys, Damian Wayne is right now in the Batcave. Now, guys, remember, at the end of our last video, when Superboy and Robin tried to sneak back into their houses, they got caught by Lois Lane and Alfred. And when that happened, of course, they told Superman and Batman. And that right there got both boys grounded because they snuck out to basically go on some dangerous mission they had no right to go on. And so right now, when it comes to Damian Wayne, he's grounded. He's in the Batcave. He can't do anything at all. He cannot even go on parole. And so you have Alfred say, listen, Batman told me you have to stay here. You're grounded. Which means there's no video games, no TV shows, just study. You cannot even go out there as Robin at all. Now, we do jump over to Jonathan Kent. Now again, guys, remember, both boys are grounded. And so right now, you have Jonathan Kent just doing his morning chores on the farm. The thing is, though, he is using his powers. And so right when he's doing that right there, you have Lois Lane just appear out of nowhere. And she says, no, we told you you cannot use your powers at all because you thought it'd be a good idea to sneak out of this house and go on some dangerous mission that could have killed you. No. So right now, you're going to stay here on the farm and do all your chores without your powers. And so that right there kind of makes Jonathan Kent mad, but he knows he's in the wrong for what he did in our last video. Now, you do have Superman kind of walk out and basically he asks the same question like, hey, did I see you use your powers after we told you not to? And of course, you do have Lois Lane say, you know, I already took care of it. It's okay. He knows the rules now. But the thing is, though, you do have Clark Kent tell his son, Jonathan Kent, you need to go upstairs and pack and get ready to move to Metropolis. Now, for Jonathan Kent, this is a huge thing because for the longest time, Jonathan Kent has been living on a farm. But the thing is, though, he had made friends at his school. He has a life out here on the farm. And now you have his parents, Lois Lane, Clark Kent, tell their son that we're going to take you away from the farm life and bring you into the city life, where you're going to have to make new friends, go to a new school, and basically get used to a new life. And so for Jonathan Kent, he's kind of like, this sucks. I'm going to lose all my friends. I'm going to a new school. But the most important thing of all is that I cannot really use my powers like I want to in Metropolis. Out here, we're on a farm. And I can use my powers without anybody seeing us. But now with me going to Metropolis, it's going to be hard for me to hide my powers from that city. And so he gets so mad that he leaves both his parents behind out of anger. He just jumps away because he can't fly just yet. And so he leaves Clark Kent and Lois Lane in their dust. Now you do have Superboy go to Metropolis. And the thing is though, guys, this is him just venting. It's him just going around, just letting all the anger out because he's so mad at the fact that he has to move to this city here, Metropolis. And so he does like jump around and talk to himself. But the thing is though, he's kind of like, this city sucks. This life here sucks. But you know what? All of this is happening because of Damian Wayne. All because of Robin. And so you have Superboy say, you know what? I'm going to go find Damian Wayne and get back at him for this. Because this is his fault that I cannot, one, use my powers while I'm doing my morning chores, but two, I have to move to Metropolis. Now, in reality though, Damian Wayne is not at fault for the Kents to move to Metropolis. That is a completely different reason. But for Jonathan Kent, he's just full of anger. And all that anger is being pointed to Damian Wayne. And so you do have Jonathan Kent go to the Batcave. He's kind of like, you know what? I am so mad at you that I just want to punch you. Now, guys, this right here is kind of like a Batman versus Superman thing, but it's Superboy versus Robin. And so you do have these two characters just go back and forth, you know, throwing batarangs, you know, flying around, using his heat vision, just trying to do harm to one another because both these boys are mad at each other, but they both have a good reason why to be mad at each other. Now, while the two boys are fighting one another, of course, you do have Alfred walk into the Batcave. And of course, he does see Damian Wayne fighting against Jonathan Kent. And so you do have Alfred kind of like, okay, both you boys stop right now. Because right now, one, you're fighting in a Batcave that has some very dangerous equipment. But two, because you two boys should not be fighting one another. And so you do have Alfred basically make Damian Wayne and Jonathan Kent sit down. And you do have Alfred kind of give the boys a life lesson about their own fathers, saying, you boys are just like your own fathers. Because when they first met, they did not like each other at all. Matter of fact, they were rivals. They fought a lot of times. Matter of fact, Damian, your father, hated Superman. But the thing is though, as time went on, your fathers realized that they need each other. And that right there built a bond between the two characters, between Batman and Superman. And so you have Alfred saying, you boys are just like your father. Right now, you hate each other. But the thing is though, you're gonna realize sooner or later, you're gonna need each other to basically lead each other down the right path. That you two boys could be the next two biggest superheroes the world needs. And so after Alfred finished his life lesson, you do have Superman and Batman arrive at the Batcave. Now, it's kind of them doing the same thing Alfred did, just telling them that, hey, listen, we were like you guys and we were young. We hated each other. We wanted to fight each other every single time. Matter of fact, Batman did not trust me. But the thing is though, as time went on, our bond grew and we realized that we need each other. But the thing is though, you do have Batman and Superman tell their sons, listen, we've been talking for a while, your father and I, and we realized that you boys should be out there helping to protect the world. And Jonathan Kent, as my son, you have powers just like mine. And I think it's better for you to be out there to learn how to control your powers than to hide you away from the world. And so you have Batman and Superman tell Jonathan Kent and Damian Wayne that anytime you two boys want to team up and go on parole together, well, we are okay with that. We are okay with you two boys working together as a new superhero team. And guys, at the end of the book, you do have Damian Wayne and Jonathan Kent just leave the Batcave, realizing that these two belong together as best friends, and they go on their first night on parole. And guys, that wraps up this one-shot story that I want to cover so bad, because honestly to me, guys, this is a good story. It's Alfred, Batman, and Superman kind of telling the young ones, you two need each other, because sooner or later the world is going to look up to you two like they do with Batman and Superman. But anyways, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up today's video. Please leave me a like down below, and also subscribe for more comic book stories in the near future. Also, any suggestions on books I should read, well, let me know in the comments below. But anyways, guys, I'm out of here, and I'll see y'all in the next comic book video. Later, guys.